All right, so 7:41 now at News Talk 96.5. KPEL, our Tuesday talker, Chad Romero, is here.
Good morning.
So people
Good morning.
always talk about death and taxes as
Right.
being like two things. They just exist. They're there. It's going to happen.
Right.
In recent years, maybe this current generation, the topic of debt is something else that I think people just have in their mind. Debt is okay to have. And as a financial planner, you would probably say no, but then again, there are some things, if it's your house, there are some things that's worth
Prada bag.
having having the money and either taking a loan out or whatever else.
Right.
But it's important to plan for it all.
Yeah. So this subject keeps on coming up, and I know people are getting beat to death with on the internet, all that debt, and it is very overwhelming. This is the number one cause of like a lot of stress, a lot of workplace stress,
Divorce,
right? Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk a little common sense today, right?
Cool.
It's easy for me to come in here and say, okay, here's what you got to do, right? We got start a budget, do this, but in real world time, people are driving kids around. They're just trying to get to work on time with a cup of coffee. They're not eating. They're not dieting. They got to work out. Their mom's sick. There's so much going on. So I'm going to put it in simplified terms, right? If you're that person that is diligent enough to do that, you know what you got to do. Create a budget, right? Cut back on some stuff. Cut up your credit cards, all that stuff. But for the average Joe, here you go. Cut up one credit card and focus on one thing. Because at the end of the day, if you really look at that big picture, it's that simple. Mm-hmm. The end of the day, if you look at that big picture, it is going to overwhelm you and you are going to get nowhere.
Yeah.
And when I talk to my clients, I said, look, don't kill yourself. $200,000 of student loans, a $300,000 house, $20,000 of credit cards, 15 of this, and if you're the client I just spoke to, I'm not going to mention your name, okay?
Yeah.
But that is, you're going to get overwhelmed and life is crazy enough.
It's like a mountain in front of you that's going to crush you.
It's a mountain. So, cut up a credit card. Is there some equity in your house? Is there something you can do to mitigate or move it? You just need a win.
Yeah.
Let's get one small win and move it in the right direction.
What about with big purchases? Okay. I had this conversation with my brother, and he's probably not listening, but he really had it in his mind. It was summertime. He lives outside Houston. He was going to get a boat. Now, this is someone who does really well, has a nice house, good savings, whatever. That's what he wanted. He wanted to have a boat. And so then I said, well, how often have you been out on the lake? Well, we go a couple times with friends. Okay. I said, do they rent boats at the lake? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, how much is it? He's like, $200 usually for the day. Okay, so if we just say you're going to do it once a month, and even if you spend $200 a month, number one, it's probably going to be around what your boat note would be if you finance a boat.
Right.
And guess what? You bring it back. They deal with the maintenance. Right. They deal with the gas. They deal with everything. And sure enough, he did it maybe 3 or 4 times. It was it's too much work. And
I'm over it because that's not relaxing for some people.
That's right.
Aren't you glad that you didn't do it?
So I'm a huge fan of waiting for that deal because anybody I call it the jet ski effect, right? If you just wait, be patient because somebody's going to want to get rid of their stuff that they don't want to pay the note on, and you're going to get a super deal on boats, even cars, even houses. Yep. Somebody's in a distressed situation where they want to get rid of their stuff. So be patient on these big purchases. If you're in a position to be able to buy these things, wait, be patient. Here's my motto. And my wife and I love to do estate sales and that stuff. If you're not embarrassed by your first offer, it's not a first offer.
Okay.
Because, look, I'm not a cheapo, right? But I want to get what it's actually worth to me.
To you.
I don't care what it's worth to say. And sometimes we overpay for things.
Especially at an estate sale.
Oh, absolutely, right? And we definitely overpay for stuff.
You're not buying the sentimental value.
Nope.
Because you could care less about Aunt Helen.
It's just material.
Yeah, screw her.
Yep.
All right.
Well, no, but that's a reality. And you're right. Often we end up paying way more for things than we ever should have.
Yep. Look, I sell life insurance for a living. My skin is very, very thick. So I have no problems with no.
I'll tell you, I had a huge problem with doing that sort of thing. but I married someone who does not, and someone who...
She's my hero.
She understands how coupons work. She understands, she's not your average consumer. So when someone walks in and you try to use something and say, well, that's not valid on that, and she'll say, well, here's the coupon, show me where. And a lot of people don't know price match rules. Like, there are some places that will like price match a huge purchase, and their policy is price match plus 10%. Well, guess what? That 10% when you're buying something that's $2,000
is a big deal.
Is a big deal.
Right.
So I always joke with her about it. Trust me, I know how much money we save based on that kind of stuff because it's of the same thing. We might change the week we go on vacation because the flights are better. Because the prices are better.
Look, that's another thing. Cut back on your stuff. Cut back.
Okay.
Cut back, huh?
What about the Facebook Marketplace? Are you a fan of that?
Oh my!
Because see, I find stuff on there. Now, I've never bought anything, so I'm only like halfway there.
Oh no, you got to jump in first.
But I move around. Like I look through there, and I mean, there are some things where it's like a bookshelf. People just need to get rid of things. They might be moving. They might be now on the other side of it. When we moved here, we were moving all of our stuff into storage because our house was being built. So there were some things that I was like, that's not coming with us from Georgia.
Right.
And you know what? Truthfully, I know my price is that I would be willing to pay someone $10 to take it. So if someone
much less pay you to come pick it up.
If someone wants to give me $20 for it, that's $30 in the green.
Oh yeah.
To me.
We're those Curb Alert people. Like we put it outside and in 15 minutes it is gone.
It's gone.
And we hate to waste because recycling. Yeah. There's always somebody out there that wants it.
Yes. All right. So plan your debt.
Plan your debt. Pick one.
Pick one
Think
thing.
About the pebble.
One thing. The
Think
pebble.
more about the pebble, less about the mountain.
Okay. Win.
As we wrap up with the Tuesday Talker.
I feel so much better already.
I know.
Thanks.
One thing that I learned, and I know a lot of people don't know about, I know you really don't like credit cards. You just don't like the snowball effect they can create.
I hate them.
If they're not managed right. However, there are a lot of credit cards that market themselves as like with a 0% entry level, maybe for the first 12 months, and people use those to consolidate their high interest cards.
Absolutely. Reposition it. Yep. Call them, see if you can get it, and then transfer. Be careful, though. Yep. Some have annual fees, transfer fees, but trust me, there's
But if you can get somewhere, I mean, if you're paying 17% on $20,000 of credit card debt, unless you're paying a huge amount, you're not even paying on the principal.
You're not even knocking it. It'll take you 48 years to pay it off.
So you can move things into that and just have into your mind, we just have to get it done with.
One last tip.
Yep.
So if you get a bonus at work, don't blow it. Dump 80% of it on some debt. I ran into that.
Because it's free money.
Yeah, I got a guy who works on commission. We're talking, and he's like, I got a $4,000 bonus, and I'm looking at his financial plan. I'm like, what'd you do with it? He's like, we're going to Disney, and I said, look, why don't you go to the beach for 2 or 3 days and take the other $2,000 and knock this one out and maybe sleep a little bit better at night. So there you go.
Tuesday Talker.
I love it.
Thanks, y'all.
Chad Ribeiro. Killing everybody's fun. But it's all in the...
It's all in the best...
For good.
Call your advisor. Find an advisor. He'll hold you accountable.
All right, 7:50 now at News Talk 96.5 KPEL. Hey, we're going to play a chunk of that Dennis Rodman interview.
Oh, boy.
Next on Acadiana's Morning News.